Welcome my friends, and welcome to your bi-weeklies going from July 16th to July 31st. So before I start, just a few quick announcements. Welcome to all new people to this channel, and I hope you're going to like it. So if you do, please also join Facebook, and for every share post it's going to count like one entry toward a possibility of winning a free reading. Also, there is like 2-question offer for $45. You can check it on my website under July specials. And second special is X spread, which you can see from my X series released last week how this works. It is currently for $50. So let's start. Hi Leos, welcome to your bi-weeklies. So let's see what's going to be the end of July, and happy birthdays to early Leos, all the best. So this is going to apply to few cancers, the last decan, the most sensitive ones, and to most adventurous Leos, because that's what the first decan of Leo is. So let's see what it takes. I am doing a tarot combined with gypsy oracle cards, which I was told you like. And so let's start from here. Leo, July 16th to July 31st. So what do we have? The Tower. Gosh, I was so right in your monthlies. And then you have 8 of Wands, you have King of Cups reversed, 6 of Wands reversed, the Fool, 9 of Cups reversed, the Hermit reversed, Knave of Pentacles, Temperance reversed. Whoa, 3 of Swords. Oh my gosh, Leo, what is going on here? The bottom of the spread. Ooh, Ace of Swords. So now this is really kind of interesting. Okay, so let me see what is the major theme for love here. Leos, from July 16th to July 31st. Leos from July 16th to July 31st. July 16th to July 31st. Okay, encouraging. New love, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So okay, let's see. In your past, Leo, we have 6 of Wands. Well, it is reversed. So somebody needs to be admired. Is it you, Leo? Are you not being adored and admired? And do you not get people kind of like dropping under your feet? Let's see. Yeah, like there are 2 fires down. 3. This is one of my 4 karmic cards. This is the second, so you already have 2. So it's very interesting because I think July is really challenging for you. So what is this saying? Not victory, kind of like you did send something out, but something didn't come back to you. So again, comes back to kind of like feeling somehow this karmic wheel is against you. The wheel is generally talking about coming back to cover some issues that maybe didn't process properly. And this is like in your past and what you're dragging to the current timeline. Now, the root of the problem is King of Cups or King of Chalices reversed. A very kind of like a good listener, so this kind of like I'm linking it here, guys, who's not listening right now. So this could also mean that somebody here is very manipulative. This could also mean that somebody's telling you things that are not necessarily true. But this is kind of, if there is any kind of manipulation, it is kind of very emotional manipulation where people do know your kind of like hidden buttons, and they really are not shy about pushing them. So the key here, guys, is like to figure out which are the buttons and cover them up. Now you have Knight of Swords. This is talking about communication, and have no fears, you will go through it. And Seven of Swords. Wow, I don't like this card. This is talking about getting free of sneakiness, getting free of somebody taking something away from you. Again, you see here, you feel you rightfully deserve something, because I don't know if you can see here. Let me try to put it closer. You see all these animals are really admiring the winner. So this kitty cat is a winner, and we know which cat is the king of all animals in animal world, right? So here it looks like you did set yourself up on some kind of journey, but you're not getting fruits back. And here it could be that you're like really turning a blind eye to certain things. That tells me that you actually know something that is happening, but for some reason you're letting them get away with the cheese, let's put it this way. So now this is even stronger for the people who are dealing with water signs, because King of Cups kind of like emphasize this, but it also emphasizes any one of us who has water in, meaning like emotions, and this could be very well your own emotions, because it tells me here you're really challenged. First of all, you have this Wheel of Fortune reversed, meaning literally with the past it was like somebody directing you, sort of like you got caught in a net, like, you know, these jungle movies that we see, like you're walking, like, you just go up, you're in a net, and there's nothing you can do. Literally you have to wait for somebody to do something for you. So this is a kind of a feeling that you kind of feel trapped in the circumstances. And here this is like also emphasizing is having a Tower reversed is, it's like not feeling great when it's happening, but when it's reversed, it tells me that actually you probably know, you probably already know that things are happening. You probably already know that there is something that is your reason for concern. So if you come and see closer, you see there is this thunder. Can you see this thunder over here? Thunder means, where do you think if the thunder hits would hit? It would hit and destabilize a really weak point of the structure. So when this is like reversed, it's basically calling for you to look into those weak points. What is your weak point, Leo? And what weak points are people finding in you, right? It is really nice to be vulnerable. I think this is a really, really good quality. But, you know, this is saying don't get immobilized if something happens, right? And communicate. This is like the second time coming to you to communicate, right? Because like Knight of Swords is also communication, and this is like communication on one level. So it might be somebody will try to communicate or manipulate you, and you're going to put a really stop to it, or you'll say, acknowledged, check, I will talk to you about that later, but don't think I didn't notice. Or maybe you're not going to say anything because this card means maybe just getting over it for a time being. But this is something that can happen kind of swiftly and literally right in the beginning of this bi-weekly period. Now this is also communication in a different way. This could be interesting and even love expressing communication. So now when these two cards are connected, I'm wondering what's behind this. So the Tower is merged with the Magician and with the Nine of Pentacles. Look, Tower, 1, 9. This is going from 1 to 100, or Americans, as I would say, 1 to 60, because they have miles, and Australians and us, I think we have kilometers. I wonder like what the UK has. I think you guys have miles. Like, straighten me out here. So in Canada we have very unique system. We have imperial and metric, so we have to know both. So this is saying to me something. Look, you guys don't get immobilized because you need to start. Magician is a path that has this, can you see this infinity sign right on top of his head? Is this going to, lately I'm not happy with this new, actually relatively expensive camera, and if I get this blur, this is not fun. I have to figure out, there I go. You see this little kind of bow tie on top of his head, the infinity sign, which is 8, right? And guess what? You have an 8 here, which kind of is a clarifier, right? So you're going from 1 to 9, meaning you have to figure out what you want. And 9 is telling me you have to figure out to stand on your own feet and to realize how rich you are. 9 also means something long term. And in order for something to be built long term, yes, a part of magic is important, but it's also important to clarify all weak links in a relationship or any kind of structure. So let's see what's going to happen with this communication. Somebody's juggling something. Could it be you, Leo? Are you dealing with somebody who's juggling? And it's either you or somebody else. Like 7 of Wands reversed talks about in the upright situation, sort of like not being overly happy with the situation, but you're still in the power situation and still fighting. Here it is like, okay, I think I'm a little bit outnumbered here, right? So now this is kind of really interesting because you have a live fish and a dead mouse over here in the upright position, and this basically talks about life. And the really important part in this card is like Checkerfield. And in tarot, this talks about illusion, about the Matrix. Have you seen the movie? Do you want a red pill or you want a blue pill? So this is what it says, right? Where maybe somebody's making you question everything. And with Tower and this connected, I think this is what's happening. You're figuring out that you really have to be true to yourself. And maybe the communication will get affected. Maybe you're going to start looking deeper into what is really going on here. Because, you see, this is the Fool that is kind of crowning you for this bi-weekly period. So this is kind of really interesting. It is a dreaming about something new, and it is about looking up. It is about probably falling off the cliff if things don't work out. It's still the trust, and it's still continuation, and it's still like not allowing the past or anybody else pull you back, because you do have a vision where you want to go. So this is combined with the Sun, which is basically your card because you're guided by the Sun. So pace yourself, because this could mean that you get burned out. And it's kind of like actually these two cards are connected. Whoa. And here you have it again, a connection. So I think, guys, what you want, like, because this is 19 and 1 and 9 is 10 and 1 and 0 is 1, so like, right, you're going from 0 to 1 to new beginnings. So this is now the third one, the fourth, because we had a 10 here, but the 10th is also connected to the Fool card because it has a 0 in it. And 0 is basically everything. It's the beginning, the new beginning, but it's sort of like, it could be that you're overthinking. It could be that you're realizing that you're overthinking, or maybe you're doing things without strategizing. So it's kind of like asking you kind of like put it together, right? Get a grip, man. And here, great, promising card. This is kind of like moving forward. This is basically what eventually come up with, saying, okay, I'm really burnt out. I'm giving up. I kind of like burning the sun, and I have to go inside. I have to lie down, put a yogurt on me or whatnot. But then you're kind of like figuring it out. Look, I really need to jump over that hump, because over that hump there is like something, there is something really promising. And look at this, is like this rose garden, and I don't care about this mountain because I'm going to climb it. Ace of Pentacles is to me a promise of something long term, and you had the 9 here and now you have a 1 here. This is all starting to kind of pull together, and not to mention that you also had, pardon me, like 1 of Swords here, which means cutting things that are not serving you anymore, kind of like trying to figure out how to get to your 9, right? Which is kind of there, and it means kind of breaking some structures because you have the Tower, and Tower happens when you don't want to do it, when you kind of like think, I'm going to pussyfoot around this, maybe it will go away. No, Tower just shakes it up and off you go. You have yet another 9 here as well. So This kind of tells me, look, you have like 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be, again, pretty much like what I had monthly for you. 1 step forward, 1 step backward, 2 steps forward, 2 steps backward. It's probably the zigzag kind of like seesaw is kind of exhausting, because what is this talking about? Saying like, well, I made a wish, but why is this wish not coming true? It kind of like feels, it is in front of you, feels in sight, but it just doesn't happen. It's like a carrot on the stick. You're just trying to get it and it doesn't get there. So Queen of Swords, again, guys, is asking communication. So we had a communication there. We had like, kind of lift yourself up, get to the new goals. You're Leo, you just need to roar, and that energy comes out. This is kind of like really getting out of fear, and I think the fear is pretty much what basically can happen when you have this many swords. Yeah, there is like attraction to someone, guys. Are you attracted to someone who is like maybe incapable of, are you incapable of saying no? Or are you incapable of realizing that you may be in a union where it could be somebody else hovering in there? Because now this is a second card that kind of could tell me there is like, I mean, possible third person. This can also mean an ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, ex-spouse. And this also tells me, look, you are really acting out of your own element. As I keep saying, this kitty cat is like what? A Cocker Spaniel, and this kitty cat thinks he's a rabbit. So is it a fear or is it the smartness? It's illusion, and this could be also burning out your money. And I think giving all of this together, because they are all three very different flavors, right? This would be earth flavor, this would be water, this would be air. It's kind of like grounding yourself. Maybe you really need to hit, like this is kind of like going down, and if 10 of Swords comes out, that means like hitting the rock bottom, and it's actually a good card for a reason that, okay, I'm down. The only way now is up. So really, this is saying that your thinking and your intellect will be getting you out from the situation. So you have to figure out why you are stuck somewhere, and you're trying to, like, there is like lots of time on your own. But the Hermit reverse also talks about being lonely and maybe overthinking. Yeah, but you are moving on. There is a moving on kind of thing. Like you see, like, I mean, this kitty is not super kind of like, please, this is obviously not a pleasant trip by moving on, but this is a trip of hope where, you know, like you're protecting. This is like your inner child, or literally your child, and you basically hope that this kind of murky and waters are going to kind of stabilize. Again, it is about something where there is a lack of teamwork, because the Three of Pentacles upright talks about expertise and talk about building things together, kind of like 1 + 1 becomes 3, because two people, when they unite, they can actually accomplish more than each of them individually. But this is like for you, like, where do I go from here? And that's going to be a thinking about it, right? Certain things will start rolling. This is your environment. This is like your mate. This is basically your friends, your family. Things are getting slowly forward moving, but like with a super slow speed. It also tells me there's going to be some kind of studious kind of like approach to it. 5 of, it might be even lots of clashes. This could be anything from friendly clashes to bully clashes, where literally, you know, you feel, which one are you of these cats? Like, I mean, this is literally, you have to ask yourself. And the point of this card is basically not being on the top of this, but look, nobody is really accomplishing anything by all this fighting, right? So yeah, 9 of Wands is like kind of retracting. 9 of Wands is, Nines are generally not staying, and when 9 of Wands kind of comes reversed, it tells me that it could be either because it represents you, it represents fire signs. It could be simply, right, like here is like you would be in a saddle, right, and forging forward. But here it is like coming back to something. Maybe something is getting this fleeting feeling, and it's kind of like push and pull in your environment, from feeling kind of like from going very slow to going very fast and back and forth. So there is instability in this period, like Temperance reversed. Yeah, it talks about that possibly certain things will kind of take you out of your balance. The moderation is the key with Temperance, right? Like when you have it in reversed, right, you have to figure out how to balance yourself. And fear is definitely something that, guys, will kick you out of balance. So I advise, especially for those of us in Northern Hemisphere, go outside, spend time in the nature. Nature kind of like does that effect on us that we kind of get better, you see, because really, like, new growth cannot start. Ace of Wands cannot start. So which one is this? 1, 2, 3. Wow, you have lots of wands. Guys, this is going to be a really crucial period. I'm going to do this in a summary. And look, Queen of Pentacles. Wow, now this is interesting. Is somebody married here? This kind of tells me that you might be involved with someone who is unavailable, or who has wife, or Queen of Pentacles generally is a wife, which is not you, it's somebody else. So that's kind of like the pull, being out of balance over here. And again, here we have this 3 party. There is, guys, somebody else, or some rejection, or something that is still kind of like really, really prominent, you know, in your mind. It is like you're running away from it. You see, this 4 of Swords talks about running away from problems, and deaths reversed, pretty much the same. That something that has to die is refusing to die. So do you know what happens when you have a dead body around? It kind of like starts to stink, right? And it starts to infect even the things that have function. So yeah, you will refuse to deal with things, or you'll be coming back. And I think this is why the Tower is here, because like you have all black cards, well, everything but 10 of Swords. So you have the Tower reversed, you have the Devil, you have the Hermit reversed, and now you have the Death reversed. So where is like 10 of let's see how far in this. It's not very far behind, right? 10 of Swords. But even though it's going to be lots of coming back, it looks like you're in between the 2 worlds. You, first of all, guys, are dedicated in this period to come to yourself. This is why you have this 9 of Pentacles. You are craving that solidity, kind of like, right? And you are moving actually forward little by little, kind of like gaining ground. Even though you're fully aware of things that are going on, I think you're becoming very strategic. So as far as signs that I see that you will be interfering in interacting, you have Gemini. I mean, any sign can actually have the flavors of the other signs, but this in particular is going to mean that, you know, it could be some kind of disturbance with Gemini, that that you might have to kind of like come to terms with Capricorn, that Virgo, you might be walking away from a Virgo, and that the Scorpio is creating this type of a pain for some reason. So, and this kind of like would be you, Leo, the Fool, and with your sign, either you're dealing with another Leo and kind of like feeling a burn because both of you are going through this kind of motions, or like, I mean, this is talking about you going like from burnout to a new start. So I'm seeing again back and forth in this entire reading. So I will clarify a few things. For one, I want to know what is this Devil for you guys. What is this Devil? I'm going to see these cards only in the upright for this reading. What is this Devil for you, Leos? Devil. Consolation, faithfulness, and love reversed. Guys, what is love? Don't be treated like a second best. This is telling me you're faithful to someone who, or you're faithful to a project, but just make sure that this is actually worth it for you as well. Let's see, what is this death here? What is this death all about for Leos? That's for Leos from 16th to 31st. Again, I have the 3-party, and like you're involved in something that involves an extra person. It's interference from somebody else, and you see, you're still, again, a strategy, thinking through it, what to do about that. Yeah, you see, somebody could be in a relationship, that you are in a relationship, or somebody else is in a relationship or marriage over here. Okay, so let me clarify this new love. What is about this new love? Because it looks like you're really starting something else. Oh yeah, I really want to see this Temperance. Yeah, I see this is also Sagittarius. Okay, what is this Temperance all about here? Yeah, fortunate. Look, balance yourself, and you're turning things around. You see, no more waiting. Yeah, you're recovering. You kind of like coming to your own, guys. Balance is the key for you this time around. Okay, so what is this new love? Don't be your own enemy here, guys. Open yourself up to a new love. Yeah, look, you might actually know somebody. You actually may thought that this person is not good for you, or it could be something that was happening between you and that person in the past that this couldn't happen, because child tells me yes, something new is starting, so new and new, and also obviously something was already known from the past, so it is somebody you knew. Just be careful, right? Foe and falseness. Be really careful that this new start doesn't repeat the patterns that you had, especially because the Devil card is underneath. So Leos, hold tight. It's still a rocky road for you until the end of the month, but you know, keep in mind, balance is the key. Okay, Leos and Lionesses, I hope you're going to have a great month. Please subscribe, please like and share, but most of all, please comment. I really want to know how is this connecting to you, and that actually means a lot to me and makes me keep going. Thanks very much. Love you. Next week, there are monthlies.